Are you tired down to your bones today? I ask, because some mornings I wake with a weight in my chest as if the night forgot to lift itself before leaving. The kettle's first hiss sounds too bright. The floors cool through my socks, and the window shows a sky the color of dishwater. I wrap both hands around a mug. The heat moves into my palms like a small animal settling. Softness is not a luxury right now. It is shelter I can build in minutes. Fatigue turns rooms into hard corners, so I begin by rounding them. I turn on the lamp with the linen shade that makes a pool of warm honey on the table. I put on the thick cardigan, the one with the friendly pillings at the cuffs. I let the radio speak in low strings instead of news. I lower my shoulders, lengthen my exhale, and whisper a simple sentence. Today gets to be gentle. People who study stress talk about window of tolerance, a place where the body can be present without bracing. On tired days, that window shrinks like wool in hot water. Softness widens it again. Warmth, rhythm, weight. These three are my first timbers. Warmth is the mug, the shawl, from a thrift bin that smells faintly of cedar. Rhythm is the kettle's murmur and my breath counting 4 in, 6 out. Weight is a folded towel across my shoulders. Heat walking down my back like sunlight across a porch. I make a list of the day in 2 columns, hard edges and soft covers. The pill refill, the call to the bank, the email I'm avoiding, hard edges. For each I pair a cover I can feel, lemon and water, a silk scarf against the wrist. A timer set for 9 minutes so the task cannot sprawl. I promise myself I will keep company with my body while I do the smallest next thing. A practice for first hours. Name 3 textures within reach. Porcelain rim, wool cuff, wooden spoon. Then, name 3 kinds of light. Window gray, lamp gold, the blue from the phone I place face down. When I do this, my bones stop arguing with the day. Softness is not escape, it is a key. I use it to unlock the room I already live in. The tiredness moves with me into late mornings, so I design a soft lane, the way cities mark a bus-only path. I place a folded quilt on the chair by the window and declare that seat reserved for slow things. I peel an orange and let the oil spritz my fingers. I press the heel of my hand to my sternum and feel the quiet drum of my heart. In the street, a delivery truck sighs. The sky brightens a grade. I assemble a small shelter kit, objects that make kindness easy when thinking feels expensive. A travel-size lotion that smells like oatmeal cookies. A smooth stone from the river trail. Earplugs so I can muffle the world and hear myself. A peppermint tea bag for the tongue's clean wakefulness. I tuck the kit into a tin that clicks shut with a sound like a polite door. Logistics, because softness also has bones. I make a 2-line plan card. Must/maybe. Must contains only what protects health, money, or promises I truly made. Maybe is where aspiration goes to nap. Between each must, I schedule a 5-minute return to the soft lane. Sit. Sip. Name one sensation. The rule is generous. I am allowed to stop before I'm finished. I am not allowed to scold myself for stopping. I practice soft boundaries with the outside world. When a friend calls with fast energy, I say, I love hearing you. I have 10 minutes today. When the pharmacy puts me on hold, I stand and rock side to side like a small boat until the music turns into a rhythm I can ride. When I open the inbox and see a long letter with the subject urgent, I place my hand on the mouse and say out loud, I will read you when my body's ready, then set a timer for later. The timer's bell is kinder than my guilt. The cat leaps onto my lap, heavy as a loaf. Her purr vibrates into my thighs. This is another timber, co-regulation they call it. Nervous systems borrow calm from each other. You can borrow from a person, a pet, a hymn sung under your breath, even a machine's steady hum. I let the refrigerator's low note be a bass line and add my own longer breath until the house and I are on speaking terms again. Afternoon is when fatigue becomes a fog bank, so I make a map in 4 directions. North equals nourish, east equals ease, south equals small, west equals weight. Nourish asks for something warm and protein gentle, soup that smells of thyme, toast with a fried egg whose edges lilt and crisp. Ease tells me what to subtract, a tab of news, a chore that likes to pretend it is urgent. Small chooses the next inch, not the mile. One letter answered, one bill scheduled, one shelf wiped with a damp cloth that smells like lemon. Weight reminds me that some problems ripen if I stop poking them. I try a micro rest, 90 seconds long, which is about how long the tea kettle takes to shift from murmur to sing. Palms over eyes. The world turns red behind the lids. Jaw unclenches. Tongue rests against the soft roof of the mouth. Shoulders drop. The chair holds. When I lift my hands away, the room looks less sharp around the corners. I am still tired. I'm also less alone inside the tired. Information gently. Practitioners sometimes talk about titration, adding comfort in drops so the body can absorb it. I titrate light, lamp on, overhead off. I titrate noise, radio at 1 notch above silence. I titrate contact, text instead of call, wave instead of coffee. Softness becomes a dial, not a switch, and I get to turn it. I walk to the mailbox even if there's nothing to mail. The air smells like rain thinking about it. The neighbor's wind chimes ring one note and then cannot decide. On the way back, I count 6 kinds of brown: the wet bark of the maple, the dirt along the curb, the paper bag somebody forgot, the coffee in my travel mug, the cat peering from the basement window, my own cardigan. Counting colors is a way to keep the mind from gnawing on the same rope. Back at the table, I place the envelope knife on top of the to-do list. One thing at a time. The metal is cool against my thumb. The paper rasps as it opens. Inside, a bill as plain as bread. I schedule it, then lay the knife down and drink the last of the tea, which tastes like quiet with a hint of mint. I do not chase productivity, I chase steadiness, and I let steadiness catch me. The house teaches shelter if I listen. The washing machine's spin is a distant sea. The soup pot ticks as it cools. I drape a towel over the radiator and, when it warms, place it across my knees. Heat seeps through wool and bone. The body says, "Thank you" in a language older than talk. I open the window an inch for a stripe of cold that makes the warmth mean more. Balance is not equal parts. It is conversation. In the late afternoon, I plan for future me, who is kind but forgetful. I set out the night glass of water, the magnesium pill, the pajama top with the pearled buttons easy to close. I put a book by the lamp that is mostly white space and short chapters. I place a heavy pen on a small card that reads, 3 good enough things. Before bed, I will list them. No trophies, just truths. The towel's heat leaves my knees. The radiator clicks once like someone agreeing. Softness also includes the word no, but I write it in cursive so it looks like what it is: a ribbon that saves breath. When a relative texts, "Can you check this form today?" I answer, "Tomorrow works. I'm at low tide." Low tide is a phrase that respects both of us. It names the shore without accusing the moon. Information softly factual. On depleted days, glucose dips and decision-making gets brittle. So I keep a bowl of almonds where the mail lands, and I take a short walk before choosing anything bigger than socks. I put a sticky note on the fridge. Food first, then feelings. Not because feelings are less, because feelings ride better with fuel. As evening gathers, the lamp changes the room from a hallway to a den. I warm milk with cardamom until the smell is a scarf. I move slowly, not as performance, but as preference. And the slowness tells my heart it can stand down. I turn the phone to Do Not Disturb and set it face down like a sleeping dog. The quiet has a texture now, thick as velvet, a bit of lint, friendly to the touch. Night is my last architecture. I sit on the edge of the bed and let the sheet's cool whisper run across my calves. I place one hand on my belly and one on my heart. I ask softly, what needs shelter before sleep? Sometimes the answer is a sentence I can write. Call the dentist. Sometimes it is a fragment I can tuck under the pillow like a child's wish. Be gentle to your morning self. I practice a three-part benediction. First, gratitude that does not require cheer. Thank you for breath, for soup, for the cat's precise weight. Second, permission. Tomorrow may begin slowly. You do not have to prove the day to anyone. Third, belonging. I am part of the night and the quiet street and the small chorus of houses breathing together. A siren climbs and fades. Somewhere, a neighbor closes a drawer. The bed becomes a boat that remembers the way. For those who share a house, softness can be communal. A sign on the bathroom door during my bath hour that says, quiet time. A basket by the entry that holds everyone's phones after 9. A family phrase we all agree on, low tide, that signals we will choose soup over argument. Shared softness is not fragile. It is stitched like a quilt that gets better with use. If tomorrow asks for more than I have, I will return to the first timbers. Warmth, rhythm, weight, a warm mug, a steady song, a blanket's calm pressure. I will write the day on the smallest card I own. I will pause between tasks as if stepping through doorways. I will remember that shelter is not a place far away. It is a set of choices inside the room where I already am. I turn off the lamp and let the dark be velvet instead of void. The window is a black square humming with cricket math. I exhale longer than I inhale and feel the bed cradle me back. If you are tired tonight, may your softness be enough to house you. May your morning find you with more sky. I am closing my eyes now. The house breathes. I belong here.